Welcome back to another episode of the Real Me Real podcast. I had to do a take two because I didn't know what I was saying. But, I'm going to start off the podcast with a couple announcements. Today, as you guys can obviously see, I'm going to be by myself. But that doesn't make any difference. You guys still need to go subscribe. So, if not, stop this video right now. Stop right now. And go subscribe to my podcast right now. It takes 2 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever. Click the button. We're just gonna be chilling. I'm kind of just winging it. Honestly, I just wanted to come up on here and do a couple announcements. I really don't do solo episodes like this. Like, I don't know. I always do it with people. So I don't know. I never really do solo eps, but I feel like every once in a while they're cool. But I honestly had some stuff to talk about, so I was like, let me just come up on here. Yeah. So if you guys aren't subscribed, go ahead and do that. Of course, we're on all platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. That's pretty. Yeah, no. I think we're on some other platforms, but it doesn't really matter because those don't really count. But yeah, we're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so you guys can go follow that in the description right now. I'm so used to looking over here, so it's like weird that the camera's like right in front of me. So if I start like looking off weird, it's because I'm not used to that. But it's been a while since I've done a solo ep. So make sure you guys go follow that. We're on Spotify now. And if you guys are listening right now on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you guys are giving me a 5-star on there. Yeah. So let's talk about the channel. Let's talk about the channel first. Oh, by the way, if you guys are new to the podcast, I'm Jarrell. I'm your host. And this is my podcast, the Real Me Real podcast. And we're going to get into this video. So today, nothing special. We're just going to do a couple of announcements, couple of updates, see what's going on. The last podcast I did was probably like, I want to say 4 or 5 days ago or something like that. So, I plan on dropping this video. Let's see. Well, I always lie to myself, but if not today, tomorrow. So today, the date is Tuesday, April 11th. So if not tomorrow, the 12th, we're going to drop it for sure. It's a short video. So it's only going to be like 25 minutes. So, so the last podcast we did was probably a couple days ago. Blizzy MTB. Make sure you guys go stream that. It was a cool episode. He's a producer from the Inland Empire. Yeah. Okay. So I want to talk about a few things. I'm going to just kind of like bounce around a little bit. Let's talk about the guest situation. First off, shout out all the guests that's been on the podcast so far. This is great. It's amazing. I just want to shout out everyone. I can't get the exact number on how many like guests were technically in here because there's some people that never even like the episode didn't make it to the channel. Or we never dropped it or whatever. But I just want to at least, there got to be at least over 70, maybe. Like 70. So I just want to say all the episodes that I filmed, shout out to my assistant, to all the producers I've had, the rappers, influencers, my friends, of course. The people that I met through the podcast. It's just great. I just want to say shout out to you guys for sure. Like I said, like if it wasn't for you guys, you know what I mean, coming up on this podcast, like I said, things would be a lot different. So I just want to say shout out. And I made so many great relationships also. So it's really cool, And we've been on YouTube for like a year now. So there's also that. So I want to talk about that. So since I'm getting into the analytics stuff, let's talk about the view wise. So yeah, right now, guys, we are over 30,000 views on the Real Meal Real podcast. Like I need to get a machine in here for a clap noise or something because it's like quiet. But dude, over 30,000. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. If you're sitting right here at home watching me on your screen, I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for just supporting my dream and just supporting the podcast. And like I said, this is just the beginning. It didn't even feel like a year. The year went by so fucking fast, And, that brings me back to, the podcast thing. So around this time last year, I really was, I was just getting this shit started, bro. I really, you could look up episodes from a year ago today. They were some of my first few episodes. I started around March 2022. That's when I started promoting it and kind of getting out there. Like I even got the, the archive update like this. Like a year ago today, I only had 99 subscribers. And now that brings me back to sub. We're at almost 500. We're at 481. So that's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's another big shout out to you guys on that for the subs. So let's see, back to the views. So we're over 30,000, which is crazy. And like I always talk about this on the podcast, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't pay attention to views per video. I don't try to go make a video that's gonna do a lot of views. I don't do that. I just think the Real Meal Real podcast is more than that. I think it's I want like when I see my podcast, I don't want to just be known for, a certain moment or a certain video. Like I want this to really be the new, you know what I'm saying, the new podcast. I want you guys to actually come back and watch my podcast. I want it to be like a thing, And I think that's what, was getting me so far in this podcast thing, you know what I mean? I'm not focused on trying to get a certain rapper in here or whatever. I'm focused on putting out podcasts every week for, putting in content. Of course, we got the vlogs. We'll talk about the vlogs next. So yeah, I don't know. It's just really crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm really just talking for myself right now. Just, I don't really, I'm just so like tunnel visioned with this podcast. Like I don't really like stop and, really say like, this is a good job. Like you're doing good. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I want right now. Of course, I'm always talking about it, which is, I want to be monetized on the channel. And I keep bringing this up. And monetization, basically, if you don't know what monetization is, it's basically ad revenues, promotional. Like when you go and watch an episode, like on, just think of a music video or something. You guys see those ads, right? Like, there's like 1 or 2 ads. So that's basically how YouTube pays you. It's through ad revenue. And, it's crazy. So basically, I'm always preaching this. That's why subscribing and watching my videos all the way through, all that stuff matters because YouTube, keeps track of that. So right now, YouTube is putting me like on a test. They're kind of like, all right, Jarrell, we see that you got a podcast, but do people really watch your podcast? Are people actually going to keep watching it? How many people are subscribed to your podcast? Are people watching your videos all the way through? Traffic. My whole channel is just breaking down. You know what I'm saying? So they look at all that stuff. My thumbnails, how often I'm uploading, algorithms and stuff like that. So to like summarize it, basically, once I get monetized, it's not gonna change right away. Like I'm not just gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? But it is gonna change a lot. Like it's gonna change because, first and foremost, you guys are gonna have to watch ads throughout my episodes. That's gonna be a big change. And of course, after that, I'm going to be making money off of YouTube. So every time there's a view or episodes, all those views you guys be seeing, that'll be money. So, I mean, it's going to change, but it's just going to really help the channel out altogether. And then there's this thing called an algorithm, right? Like YouTube promotes certain things. You know what I'm saying? They're smart like that. They keep track of what people watch and what people like and comment on and stuff like that. So once I get monetization, the algorithm picks up and they're going to start pushing my episodes out more and more and more and more. And then that brings more and more views and stuff like that. So it's crazy. It's a lot. So thank you guys. We're almost there. So just to give you the status on that, we're officially halfway there. Officially. So you need 1,000 subscribers, which I have about 500. And you need about 4,000 watch time hours. And I have 2,300, something like that. So we're basically almost there, guys. It's only just a matter of time. It's going to happen this year. How fast? I don't know. I can't predict the future. But I can tell you obviously what I just said, look at how much what's happened with this, this past year for me being new on YouTube. So I'm very excited for this year. It's still very early. We're in April. Like I said in the beginning, like this is the time I started the podcast last year. So I can't tell you when the podcast is going to be more busy. Like I can tell you how it was last year. I think stuff started kicking up more towards the summer. I feel like everyone kind of knows that. Like, summer, that's probably when you're gonna start seeing more rappers, more new waves and stuff like that kick in. So last year I did a lot of waves, you know what I mean? Like HBK Joshi, R3, S5. I never got R3 and S5, but I got Wes and then people that are just in that same kind of lane. So I got to really Baby Stone, of course, Baby Stone Gorillas, E-Kill Off the Block. So there was a lot of new artists that I got to actually interview and then be a part of. So this year I'm still kind of like waiting for that wave, But yeah, so I'm pretty much gonna try to keep on bringing in. You're gonna see right now is vlogs. You're gonna see more vlogs because it's starting to get hot. So we're gonna start going out vlogging more, and you're gonna see more guests that were already on the podcast coming back in. You're gonna see. I don't want to say you're gonna see too many like rappers and stuff. I'm not really focused on rappers right now. I'm not really trying to be on that wave. Like I said, you might see some paid promotional rates that might come through in here that pay for the interview. that type of thing. But as far as rappers right now, unless like it was already supposed to happen, I think that's pretty much where we're at right now with the guest situation. Like I said this before on the channel, I do want to bring in more like actors and stuff. So I want to get my boy Hector Duran back up in here. If you guys don't know, Hector Duran, he was one of my first few episodes. I think episode number 2 or 3. He is an actor on Netflix. He got a movie with Disney, so he knows hella people. But we only did 1 episode. He does real estate too, also. So like he's a busy guy. So we want to get him back up in here. Yeah. So actors, I kind of want to get more into that. I want to bring some more influencers on here, maybe some more YouTubers. You know, I'm just trying to let you guys know like what's kind of like on my radar. We definitely want to get some more females in here for sure. Females got really high engagement. You know what I mean? Like we had that episode with Sierra, which did great. You know, it's like at 300 views. Shout out Sierra. I don't know. Females just have the most engagement. Like I don't know, just people really want to see what these females are talking about. So we're gonna try to get some more females up in here. If I'm being really honest with you guys, it's hard with the females because some of these females are not interesting like at all. Like they're not interesting at all. Like you would be like, what the fuck am I gonna even talk about? So it's like, it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? Like they're cool. They got certain things to talk about, topics. You know, you could just bring up some topics. They're cool. But some females are just, they really ain't doing shit. So we kind of try to be careful with that lane. You know what I mean? But we're gonna try to bring some more in here. I think there's this one girl. She was trying to come up on. She like has her own clothing brand. I think we've been trying to work that out, but the scheduling is just, I don't know. I get really frustrated with this podcast, guys. Like, just the scheduling of it. You know, trying to get people in here. Like you would think it's easy, but it's not. Like you got to tell people, remind them, and they act like it's a whole thing, like to come here, and it's really not that big of a deal. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a podcast, it's a big deal, it's real, it's nothing fake. You know what I mean? There's nothing, you know, it's not bullshit. But sometimes the way the people go about it is crazy. Like, dude, you don't understand. Like, to summarize it down, I've said this before on the podcast all the time. To summarize it down, episodes are 45 to an hour. It's pretty much it. You come through. I got the ropes in my hands. I kind of, this is my show. You don't got to really do too much besides answer questions, be conversationalist. You know, that's pretty much what it comes to. You know, but people be naming all types of reasons why they can't come. So I get frustrated a lot. But that's why I said I'm really good with consistency. So I'm always working on 4 or 5 different guests. You know, I write them down from the beginning of the month. I'll have the whole month out there, and I'll be like, all right, like, let's try to get in like these 10 people. Like these are potential guests. You know what I mean? Like these people I want. These people that should have supposed to been in here, and then these people I want to bring back. You know, so there's always something moving. Like today, I was supposed to have Go Nuts Sam. He was supposed to come in, but he said, I don't even fucking know. He said something about his laptop. His laptop broke, so now he can't come. So you see what I mean? Just, I don't know. So yeah, so it's a lot. But you know what? I take on that responsibility because I'm so serious about this podcast. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, yeah, it's a lot of work, and I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this. But you know what? Things get done the way they're supposed to get done because I make sure of that. And of course, shout out to the team. You know what I mean? Steve, that's my manager. You know what I'm saying? I just made him my manager, and you know, he's been killing it with that, helping me out, staying on the ball and stuff like that. I got a lot of stuff on my mind. You know, he be really reminding me like, oh, do this, the clothing. We'll talk about that next, the clothing. So vlogging, just, you know, just having someone that helps manage is great. So shout out him, and then of course Jaquel, our new cameraman that did excellent. We only got 2 vlogs in with him, and they're both great as fuck. We did one with Rucci, and then we did another one where we pulled to Beverly Hills. We pulled up on Mike. You know, I think you guys seen that one. That one's great. Yeah. So let's talk about. Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Keep watching my videos. This year is crazy. Like, I think this year we might hit 100,000 views. Like, if we hit 30 in a year, we might hit 100,000 this year. I don't know. No less than 80,000. No less than 80. But yeah, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I know what's going on. My time's coming. I know what's up. Yeah, that's pretty much it with the monetization. We're almost there, guys. If you guys are trying to get an episode in, you know, you're trying to get an interview, pay promotional rates. Those go for like $200 right now. Get them while you can. Like I said, this thing only goes up. It never goes down. So, you know, once we get monetized and ad revenues and, you know, the subscriber count go up, that price is going to go up a little bit because, you know, we're always trying to grow. We're not trying to stay the same. We're trying to keep going and, you know what I mean? Stay consistent, but grow. You know what I mean? At the same time, like, I'm consistent, but I'm not at the same spot. I'm always shooting for better, and I think you should apply that into any situation in life. Let's see. What else can we talk about? The clothing. Clothing is going great. The sales is up right now. We're doing a lot of good sales. Every week it's starting to pick up. If you guys don't know, get yourself a podcast hoodie, guys. They are only $45 a hoodie. Pretty cheap. They're really nice. They're vintage colors. We got, I counted them all out. We have 10 colors, like exactly. So I'll just name some of them. So we got turquoise, navy blue, green, yellow, brown, pink, gray, light gray, purple. Fuck, I can't think of the last one. But yeah, we got all those colors. So make sure you guys go get those. Those are cool. $45 a hoodie. $45 a hoodie. Another thing is when I'm on here, you got to pronunciate your words clearly. So that's another thing, like speech patterns and stuff like that. I was talking about my friend the other day. My friends always ask me all types of questions like, man, like, how do you come up with this shit? Like, how do you keep a conversation going and stuff like that? And we can go all day long about that. But, to summarize it up, it's pretty much everyone in here is different. So, obviously, you learn as you go along. But you got to really understand being a host. Sometimes, I talked to this with this other podcaster, Khalik. I brought him on here one time. And we were talking about, being a host and stuff like that. You just gotta be a really conversationalist. If you're someone easy to talk to, like I've always been someone people could talk to. So that part isn't made up, you know what I mean? But getting certain answers out of people and making sure it's not dry and stuff like that, that's a skill that I had to kind of form over a period of time by doing podcasts so much. So I mean, it really just depends, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's just kind of like anything. You practice at it, you get better. I'm not saying everyone's the same. Like I said, you kind of already have to be a person people could talk to, and it won't be as hard. So, speech patterns is one of them. So my first couple episodes, I always tell this story. I used to say, you know what I'm saying a lot. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I used to say that every time. And I never really realized how much I say that shit until I was, I edit these videos, guys, so I'm watching myself talk for like a whole hour. So you start picking up on certain things like, why do I say this so much? And, you got to edit stuff like that. So, that's pretty much. See, that's what I'm saying. I go on about stuff and I forget where I'm going with it. It's so annoying. That's another thing. So, that's pretty much why I try to pronunciate my words clearly for you guys can understand what I'm saying. Yeah. So, back to the clothing. Get you guys some. We're coming out with some sweats and some crop top hoodies. We got those in the works right now. I've been working with my clothing guy. And if not, like I said, all that stuff is in the description. The Instagram link is there, the Twitter link, the TikTok, Spotify. You guys can all, find that in the description. Just DM me what size you guys want, what color, Cash App. We take Cash App, Venmo, Apple Pay, Zelle. Cash. No, the only thing we don't probably take is cash because it's all pre-ordered. So when I say pre-ordered, guys, that means you have to pay for it before you get it. Because I tried that, just printing it and being like, all right, well, let me just see. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna work. Because then you got people saying that they're gonna buy it, then they don't buy it. And what that does is you're telling other people that they can't buy it, and then that fucks up the flow of everything. Trust me, it's almost with the podcast, same thing. Like, we usually with the guest situation, we usually wait a week. If we don't get this in, within that week, or you tell me what's going on, I can't just wait. I can't hold people off. I think that the ball always has to be rolling. So pre-order your guys stuff a hoodie, $45. DM me. The Instagram, I'll pull that up, of course. Let's see what else. What else we're gonna move on to? Yeah, so we got sweats, crop top, maybe some shorts. We're gonna work on that. We haven't got too much summer apparel going on, and there's shirts also. Don't get me wrong. There's always been shirts, but I just haven't pushed them out like that. Cause I feel like, I just feel like it was cold by the time they started wrapping up. Like, it's already cold, so I feel like no one's gonna want a hoodie. I mean a shirt. Sorry. Okay, next we gotta talk about is. I think we already talked about. Coming up. So the summer's gonna go up. Okay, this month I am having a birthday party. It is invite only. I will pull up the flyer right here across the screen. If you know, I want to get a lot of people in here this year. I did have a kickback last year, but it was way different. Like I said, I can't compare myself to last year. I'm not doing what I'm doing last year. Last year I was just getting out of my shell again. I was starting to get people to look at me because I started doing podcasting and stuff like that. And I wasn't really even talking to that many people like that on a daily basis. So this year is going to be a little different. I'm inviting more people. It's a flyer, all that type of stuff. Last year was more low key. I think I just sent out the invite to people, and I was just like, yeah, pull up, don't bring no niggas, like, type of shit. But this time I'm gonna be a little more friendly. Yeah, it's gonna be at the house, and yeah, pull up, definitely. We definitely gonna have a good time. I'm turning 21, guys. 21. Can you do something for me? Come on. But yeah, 21 this year. I'm excited, man. It's great. I mean, man, I'm getting old for real. I don't even look 21. That's the thing. I don't look 21. I barely look 20. I have a baby face. Super baby face. Anyone that's known me for a while knows my face is the fucking same. I have things that are different about me, like my braces. I got a nose piercing. I don't really wear my ears anymore. I have my ears pierced, but I don't wear my ears anymore. I've had them since I was like 11. Like, they're just kind of annoying. Like, they always like fuck with me when I sleep. I just feel like I just don't even look good in them anymore. I don't know. I have a big head. I don't know. There's a lot of weird things about it, but I don't really wear my piercings no more. But I do have the same face. If I cut off all my dreads right now, I would look like the same big head little boy, Jarrell. And people can agree with me on that. I don't know what it is. I don't know why my face doesn't change. I don't know. I have to shave though. Don't get me wrong. Like, I can grow like a little goatee or something, like a mustache. And I just got a baby face. Like, I look young. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look like I'm still in high school, and I'm not. I'm not. I'm 21. It's crazy. I don't really drink. I've never really been a drinker. I've always been a smoker. So I mean, I guess I can drink now legally, I guess, but I never drank in it anyways, so it never really made a difference. But I guess now I'm really sick. But I honestly, I'm gonna use my idea a couple times. Cause I'm so tired of people that don't believe me. Like I remember I wanted to get raps, right? And like, you gotta be 21 to get raps now. So obviously people don't really card me anymore, but I'm going to go to a couple places that carded me just to be like, yeah, bitch. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really going to be like, yeah. Yeah, because what the fuck? Who are you to guess my age? You know what I'm saying? What are you, the age guesser? Who do you think you are, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But like, I've had people that don't even believe my real age. Like, I'll be like, I'm 20. They're like, no way. You're like 18, 19. It's a blessing and a curse. It's good to look young, but it's not good to not be taken seriously. That's not cool. But I feel like there's gonna be a time where everyone wants to look young. But I don't know. So yeah, the birthday this month, of course. Contact Steve 4K Trey, my manager. If you guys want to come, DM him. He's gonna do all the info. He's in charge of everything. Like I said, management. He's in charge of stuff like that. When it comes to podcasting, you guys can hit me up. But it comes to content like vlogs, clothing, you guys can hit up Steve. That's kind of his lane. You know what I mean? Steve 4K Trey. I'll pop that up. He's always in the vlogs and stuff. So you guys know him. We love Steve. That's my boy. He's like my right hand right now. Shout out my dog. Yeah. So the B-Day is up. Let's see what else we got up in here. I'm trying to think. Did I talk about why I started the podcast? I feel like real one should already know. Like, there's a bunch of reasons why. My mental health. Let's talk about my mental health. Mental health is very important, guys. I feel like it's not taken seriously, but as a man, I'm starting to realize you can't really tap into your. I mean, no, it's fucked up. I mean, is your feelings technically your mental health? I don't know. I feel like your mental health is like your sanity and stuff. I don't fucking know. But I was going to go somewhere with this, but now I feel like I shouldn't because I don't want to get canceled. But we should talk about my mental health. My mental health right now is I'm very like strong. Like, I'm kind of like, I'm like a fist. Like, how you just can't, you keep hitting the fist and it doesn't matter where you hit it. It just doesn't want to let go. You know what I mean? Even when you try to like put your finger in there and try to let it open it up, I'm like a fist right now. Like, I'm just so tight, like tight. Like, my mindset is just strong. Like, I'm very, like, it's almost like I'm like locked, so basically lately my mental health is just really focused and determined. I got a tunnel vision right now, so I haven't been letting, there's been fucked up shit that's been happening, but I'm just so locked in and focused. Like, I just can't even bother with that shit right now. So that's pretty much what my mental health is. I hope you guys are doing good yourself. Like I said, this is called The Real Me, so I honestly don't really talk too much about my mental health on here. But right now, I'm feeling good. A lot of work to be done. I'm just more of like, I'm very hard on myself. I'm very, I feel like what I need to do right now. And that's why, like, every now and then I like to congratulate myself and pat myself on the back for doing certain things because I get overlooked a lot. I did a song, did over 40,000 views, 50,000 views, and just, certain things I just do is just great. Until someone comes up to me or something like that, I really don't even look at it because I'm just so, my mom always told me that I could always do anything, man. I've always just had that mindset, from when I was a kid. I've always excelled in any path that I've chosen. Whether it be, I did mixed martial arts, not MMA, but like Taekwondo. I did that, dancing, podcasting, making music, just anything I do, I just think like I could excel just great in it. And like this podcast is just right there, a perfect example. Just, just from, this all started with an idea, guys. I just had an idea, and, you got to make it come to life, and it's hard because I'm always talking about not everybody was going to see your idea. Not everyone's going to see the same. Even to this fucking day, man. Like, I'm still trying to prove a point, but it's whatever. As long as you know it in your heart, that's all that really matters. It's really you against you at the end of the day. Because if you don't believe, like, it's never going to happen. So, yeah, that's just always my word of advice. Just always just be locked in with yourself first. Like, I was locked in with myself before anything. I had this idea. I knew the podcast. I was having conversations with myself. I was getting all this shit together. I knew eventually people would look and see it, but you have to believe in it hard, man. You got to see that shit, like, if it's right there in front of you, bro. Like, even when there's nothing there, like, you got to see it. You got to, like, it's almost like you're, like, when you're, like, a kid and you used to, like, imagine a bunch of shit, and the next thing you know, like, you're kind of, like, imagining stuff going on around you. Like, it's almost literally like that. Like, I remember I walked in here and I was like, I almost was like literally imagining the whole thing. And then, it's just it's a mind thing, man. And it's just, society really tries to tear you down, bro. And it hurts, bro. Let me tell you something real quick before I get all emotional and shit. But you know what? Whatever. Look, don't listen to anybody, bro. If you got a dream. Like, this sounds so cliche, but I'm so 100 about this because it's like I want people to do exactly what I'm doing, bro. I want you to go out and start your own podcast. I want you to go out and start your own YouTube channel, start your own makeup business, your own nail salon. Nail business, or be a lash tech. I want you to have something that's yours that it's almost like, like fuck a passion. Like, yeah, we're all passionate about certain things, but it really comes down to passions and ownership. Yeah, I love podcasting and stuff like that, but, there's a lot of great things to it. But at the end of the day, this is something that I own. It's a business of mine. It's something to my name. I don't answer to anybody. And I think that's just so important. Having your own business and having something that you're passionate about, both of those two things, especially if you can find them at the same thing, like, same time, it's very important. So I just want to literally tell you, stress is not enough. If your mom is hating on you, bro, if she says you can't do this, or I haven't seen anybody do this, fuck your mom, man. Like, this ain't supposed to be for your mom anyways, bro. Or God would have gave this vision to your mom. Like, you feel me? Like, it's not supposed to be for your mom. And you really got to have a strong mindset for shit like that. You really have to be strong-headed. You can't let anyone fucking, tell you shit. We're all human and stuff like that, and we're all going to listen to what people say and what people think and stuff like that. Like, I'm not perfect, bro. I think I'm insecure about shit all the time. But when it comes to your plans and your goals, that has to be the strongest thing you're not passionate about, but strongest thing that you don't let anybody, get in the way of. Like, yeah, like, we'll say, like, you don't like the way your hair looks or whatever. Yeah, fuck that, whatever. But when you have your business and something that you want to come to life, there's going to be so many things thrown at you. People not believing you, people not supporting you, people not doing, there's all types of shit. And people fucking will. Like, I promise you they will, but you gotta believe in it so much in yourself first before you think other people. Like, yeah, I have people that fuck with me and shit like that, but they weren't all there when I had nothing, when I had just a camera and nobody was there for me. It didn't start until I started doing shit, and then I had, my assistant talking about, I really like what you're doing here, I'm saying, I fuck with you, I'm saying, and I'm not saying that's fake or nothing, but it's just like, you need to understand, that stuff doesn't come until you start getting your own ball rolling. And I just want to speak on that real quick. I get this. I'm so locked in with this podcast. I've had many adults, older heads, tell me, I don't know, you should just do this and retire and whatever. I said, man, fuck that. Yeah, I work a job. Yeah, I got bills to pay. This is a dream right here, though, because I'm always talking about, look, when fuck if when this does pop off and I'm monetized and I get 100,000 views and millions of views off my podcast, yeah. So it's like, why would I not try it? You feel me? Don't ever hate on fucking anybody for trying, bro. I'm trying to become, I hate the word famous because I'm not trying to be famous, but with fame comes success. So I'm trying to be a famous, successful podcaster. Obviously, if I could just be a rich podcaster with no one really knowing me, that'd be cool. But that is not how it works. The lane I'm in is entertainment. So if I get 1 million views on YouTube, I'm kind of going to be up there. People are going to see me on YouTube. It's not like I'm, some things you just can't. So I'm not looking for the fucking fame. But I'm trying to be a successful podcaster. And you know what? I'm giving it my fucking all and doing everything I fucking can to do that. Because I'll be damned if I become 25 or 30 and, if it doesn't work out, I can say, you know what? I tried my best. But I won't sit there and be like, man, I should have done this. I should have done that. Fuck that. I'm doing it right now. I'm trying, man. I am fucking trying. Promise you. I'm so tunnel visioning. And I'm doing great, by the way. Self-encouragement is great too. Always tell yourself, just like I said, I always get stuck in emotions and stuff like that, and I forget to, praise myself, but I'm doing great, man. I got over 30,000 views on YouTube. I'm about to be monetized. Almost 3,000 hours of watch time. I've only been on YouTube for a year. I'm 21 years old. It's great. So self-encouragement is also what gets me through a lot of my stuff, being by myself all the time. Having a good team around you. It's hard. It's really hard to have a good team. You gotta be very selective on who you're kicking it with. I had to stop kicking it with one of my bros before I started this podcast because his energy just was not matched up with mine, and I can't be around anybody with negative energy. You know what I mean? Like it's a strong thing. Negativity is very strong. It fucks up your whole day, your whole vibe, man. So yeah, just having a good team and just watch who's around you and how they treat you and stuff like that. Especially when you start new things, watch who says or makes a little face. Those are the people you want to watch, because a lot of people will, put their self-doubts on you. Something that they can't do, they will put that back on you. And you gotta know that everybody's just a kid that grew up. Everyone's just a kid that grew up. It's just, no one's really special than the other. Even like these people you see on YouTube, they're just, everyone's the same, man. Everyone's just somebody, a human with an opinion. And, you can't project that on other people and expect other people to be a certain way. And especially in this generation right now, like, I don't know. I have older parents, so, like, there's an age gap. You know what I'm saying? They grew up in the 70s and 80s and 90s and shit. Like, they did not grow up in the 2000s. Not even in the late 2000s, bro. So, they see things a certain way that they see it. Obviously not like me. So, you understand that, too. So, if you have some older kind of parents, and if you got certain ideas, they're not gonna really understand. You feel me? Because they didn't even fucking know what YouTube was when you know what I'm saying, when they're your age. So you just need to understand, like, this is now how things work now, not how they worked for your parents right now. Man, I'm starting to sound like Andrew Tate or whatever, but yeah, But that's pretty much my advice. Yeah, so the mental health thing, like, yeah. So there's that. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. Let's see what else is there. Why I started, how'd I get into social media? Never really been a social media person. I really just always been like a social person, not really media. Just media just happens to kind of be on it. Fake friends. What to do with fake friends? What do I do with fake friends? Depends how fake. Depends who. I only get hurt when it's the people I love. There's a lot of people I'm friends with, and if they did some fake shit to me, I wouldn't give a damn because I'm not even cool with them like that. So, but if it's someone you hang out with every day and they do you dirty, it's gonna hurt you. I feel like everyone's like that, but me in specific, that's the only time I really care and start acting out of pocket. So, I deal with fake friends. It really depends on the friend, who it is. You don't want to try to change nobody. That's another thing I learned. Don't try to change anybody. You can't. You're not God. Like, don't try to change females. Don't try to change homies. Don't try to change your family. You can't really change anybody. And I think maybe growing up, you don't really realize that till you're older, but I read this one quote: change how you react to things. So reacting to fake friends, distance yourself. I'm always talking about, like, I fuck with a lot of people, but I don't get down with a lot of people like that. So what that means is there's a lot of people that you bring up my name and they'll be like, Drell, that's my nigga, like, that's my homie. Like, yeah, friends. But does this guy know my mom? No. Do we hang out on a regular basis? No. Do we talk every day? No. Do we go to school together? No. So it's like, that doesn't mean you have to not fuck with them, but just sometimes reality is just you just don't get down with people. Like, I use the word get down, but I mean there's probably like a specific word you could use, but mess with, whatever. But you guys get what I'm trying to say. So I mean, when it comes to fake friends, I mean, separate yourself depending on that person. If you really got love for this person, you feel like maybe you just shouldn't be closest with them. Maybe you should just separate them and only bring them around, when you're comfortable and just to the point. Like, don't let people get too close enough to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Don't let people close enough. Like, a lot of people give into things. Like, I always talk about, like, toxic relationships. A lot of those things, like, those things get to a certain point because people let it. You know what I'm saying? Dude, a lot of people give into things. If you see your girl acting weird and doing things that you don't like that's starting to get you angry, you could address that situation. And if you see that this person is not going to change, now you're just kind of signing a waiver saying, all right, now I know what this person's doing and I know they're not going to change, but I'm going to just stay around for it. So now that's kind of like on you. You're letting things get too far. But if things are that bad, separate yourself. So that's pretty much my 2 cents. If your friend's being that fake, depending on who it is, separate yourself. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, just like some other random questions. Ooh, these ones I have to have for like a guest. But smoking or drinking, everyone should know by now, I'm a big smoker. Fuck drinking. I don't know. I can tell you why I don't drink. I'm a picky person. I just can't drink it. Like, I don't want to drink. Like, I don't know. Just never had a desire to. Even if I wanted to, I can't. 'Cause I don't like the taste of liquor. But I have taken shots before. I'm probably going to take some shots on my birthday. But that's just because I'm turning 21 and I just want everyone to leave me alone. But I don't drink. I smoke weed like every day. Smoke blunts every day. It's bad, but I do it. Is what it is. Childhood. My childhood was cool. I have a pretty unique story. I was adopted when I was younger. I grew up with 2 moms. People look at me and they're like, what? You're adopted? Like, I don't know what an adopted person is supposed to look like. I think it's kind of black, too. I think not a lot of black people are adopted. But you know what? Funny story. Jaquel, who is my cameraman, is also fucking adopted. Just like me. 2 moms and everything. So, it's not fucking that uncommon. But I can understand. But yeah, I grew up. A lot of people think just because I didn't grow up. Well, not just because I didn't. But my moms are like, they're not Caucasian or whatever. But like, one of them's like Portuguese. And the other one's like Mexican and like some other shit. Like, I don't know. But they're not black. So a misconception that I get is that I was like a rich kid because I was adopted. That is the biggest lie of my fucking life. I can tell you what my moms did. My moms are social workers. One of my moms, she grew up in Sonoma County, Petaluma and Sonoma County. It's a small little town out there in the land, way out there in Northern California. It's small. It's like farms and shit. That's where she grew up in the 60s and 70s. My mom was 1 out of 6 children. She was not with no tablespoon. Her dad, my grandfather, tatted on me for life. He was a truck driver, and that's how he provided for his family. And my grandma took care of the kids. So my mom wasn't rich. I wasn't growing up rich. My mom's a social worker. She worked to where she's a boss now, and she works for the county. She worked for everything she got. Like, I don't know how to explain that. Like, there wasn't no trust fund or nothing like that. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I grew up in middle class. Like, I don't know. I just got to clear that out the way. I grew up in a rich house. I grew up in the community, a regular middle wage. My other mom, she grew up in Orange County. She wasn't rich either, but she definitely was a little white collar for sure because she grew up in like Westminster and Long Beach and shit. But her dad's my other grandpa, he's actually pretty fucking cheap. Like, if you guys seen Terry Crews from Everybody Hates Chris, he's like that. Like, he's a cheap guy. He's smart with his money, very, very smart with his money. And that's why my mom's like that too. So I just want to clear that out there. But yeah, my childhood was cool. It was very versatile. I had a brother that was also adopted. He's like Latino, older than me. He's like 15 years old, not 12, 13 years older than me. we're not that cool anymore because he got kids and stuff now. So, I grew up with him. I grew up in a very diverse environment, So yeah, I bring up that with my parents because a lot of people just think because my parents aren't black, like they think I'm just like this whitewashed kid. I'm a little whitewashed kid, like I said, but not to the point where I was like given everything I wanted and fucking, I know kids like that, and I was not like that for sure. My mom was growing old school timing, bro. I got my ass whooped. I got spankings. I got my shit. My door got taken off when I was like, I don't know what age. I've been on restriction. They cleared my whole room out. They used to make me work, do chores, get my toys back. I'm trying to think what else. My mom did some old school shit. Like my mom never took me to school. I had to ride my bike or walk. Like I don't know. They implemented the same shit that my grandma put on them. So I just feel like that's a big misconception about me. So yeah, there's that. That's pretty much for the childhood. There's like I danced. I was a very happy kid. Social. Like I said, kind of like the same kid I am right now. Yeah, that's pretty much for the childhood. There's more. We can get into more detailed stuff. Like I'm trying to think what else. I did sports, taekwondo, and stuff like that. Dancing, moved around a couple schools. Went to private school for a long time. Went to private school for sure. It was very small. And I went to public school in 8th grade. I've talked about this before on the podcast. Yeah, we'll get into that topic another time. But that's pretty much like kind of like a fun fact about my childhood. Let's see, fashion talk. I don't know. Here's some of my favorite brands. I like wearing designer clothes. Honestly, right now I'm not wearing designer. My mom got me this. This is Tommy Hilfiger. It's either plain, Nike, or designer. So I'm wearing some Nike shorts, some Nike sandals. But my favorite brands are like CDG, Billionaire Boys Club. I love that. Kasubi, Ralph Lauren. That's one of my favorite. I love Ralph. I collected a lot of Ralph Lauren over the years. I have a lot of Ralph Lauren. And yeah, there's other brands I like, but I'm talking about the ones I be wearing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hollister is cool. I was fucking with Hollister for a little bit, but that's like for my work pants and stuff like that. I really like Subies. I got some Subies right now. They're cool. I'm about to get some purple jeans. Yeah, so I like designer stuff. Pretty much what it is. I don't know. I just like designer shit. Lasts a long time. It looks good. I just like the taste of it. I don't know. Some people call me a piece of shit for that. Whatever. I don't know. I like what I like, bro. It is what it is. And they're expensive, dude. Like I said, I spent like $400 on a jacket, like a North Face jacket. It's some crazy shit. But I don't know. But yeah, I just like expensive shit. It is what it is. I like it. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, so I'm trying to think what else. So we talked about the birthday. Make sure you guys go pull it for that. I think I already told you guys, be on the lookout for these guests that are going to be coming in. Stuff's going to be moving fast. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Let me know who you guys want to see on the podcast. Like, for real. Text me, DM me, call me. I don't care. Just be like, oh, we should get this person. Most people that tell me that are people that, the podcast guests. And, my friends and stuff. But you guys feel free to talk to me. Like, I want to be more engaging with you guys. And, like, we're going with this together and stuff like that. Sometimes I forget I'm even talking to you guys. Sometimes I'm just so busy doing this. So I love to talk a little bit, because that's why I really started this podcast, which is to open up more about me and to show the real me, right? And yeah, there's just always a lot going on in the podcast. So it's good to sit here and just talk about, let some things off my chest. What else is there? Yeah, so that's pretty much it. The vlogs, be on the lookout for those. Make sure you guys are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Order yourself a hoodie, $45. Like I said, 9-10 different colors. All the hoodies are delivered from me to you, unless you're like somewhere far as fuck. Like, I'll just mail it to you. But if you're in anywhere like LA, even IE, depending on how deep, I'll bring it to you. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love the support, guys. So follow me on TikTok. And make sure you guys are following me on social media. I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until then, I will see you guys on the next episode, for real.